from Korea. She went to space on April 2008, and she was launched on board the Soyuz TMA-12 with 2 Russian cosmonauts. She makes Korea, South Korea, the third country after the United Kingdom and Iran to have a woman as its space explorer. During her mission, Dr. Yi carried out 18 scientific experiments assigned by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, and conducted interviews and discussions with the media. After her flight, Dr. Yi, she is now working as a senior researcher at KARI, not KARI-me, but she had KARI-me last night, I was told, which stands for the Korea Aerospace Research Institute, as well as acting as Korea's Science and Technology Ambassador. The floor is yours, Dr. Yi.
Thank you. Thank you. So nice. I've been in Malaysia 1 year ago for the ASE Congress, but at the time I've been in Kuala Lumpur downtown for whole time, so I couldn't see any natural place. But nowadays we are staying in Putrajaya, and I realized that I'm in real Malaysia and a real kind of hot and humid country. Actually, you already saw that I took a photo of you guys because I'm not that kind of very important VIP, very important person here. You guys are very important person here, so you deserve to be taken by the photo of mine. And then we don't know when we can have a chance, so we should be prepared for those kind of unknown chance. So you should be trained with any camera. Actually, sometimes I'm wondering that why so many people took photo of me whenever, wherever after becoming an astronaut. But I'm thinking about that, and then here is made for you, not for us, because we can talk anywhere and then we can talk about space flight with my friends, but we want to talk about space for you, so hopefully you feel deserve to be important person and then deserve to be taken by camera. And I dare to say I was so lucky to be an astronaut. It doesn't mean that I didn't do anything for that. It means that so many people are more able and more smarter and more prepared than me, but finally, I don't know why, but I could have a chance. So sometimes I feel like it's unfair because some students or some kids right after birth, they should face to the wartime. And then some kids just right after birth, they should face some tsunami or earthquake. Even though they are smarter than me, they cannot have chance. I think it's unfair. But until when I have a space flight, I couldn't know that about it at all. Even before becoming an astronaut, I think it's not fair even for me, even though I have a good family and a good school education and a good systems and even have a better country than other 200 countries in the world. But I always keep complaining why my country is that stupid and why my family is that poor and why my school is that kind of bad. But finally I realized that I was so lucky to be born in that sweet family. I was so lucky to be born on the Korea, my own country. I was so lucky to be born on the Earth rather than in Mars or Moon, because if we were born in the Mars, maybe we should be dead right after birth. So I realized that it's really kind of lucky. And also, when I was a school kid, and I even dare imagine that I can be an astronaut, because 1990 and 1980, I'm sure that maybe only Russian or Americans or some American Korean or Russian Korean, if they have a citizenship, maybe only they can go to the space. I'm sure that I cannot have a chance to go to the space. But one day, Korean TVs and a Korean newspaper announced that Ministry of Science and Technology will have a Korean national program, and then they will pick one person to go up, and there were 36,000 candidates to go to the space. So at that time I realized that we should be prepared for everything, and we don't know when we got a chance to do something. And then some people don't want to go to the space, even though they get paid. And then some people want to go to space even though we don't have we have a one-way ticket. So it depends on the people's taste, but we don't know those kind of valuable chance when will come to us. So one big lesson is that I was so lucky to be born in those kind of circumstances, and then I was so lucky to be inside of those programs. So I realized that I should do my best for everything. It's not my option, it's not my kind of choice, it's kind of my destiny and I'm meant to be. And anyway, after those kind of process, I got a final 2 candidate, and then I can go to Russia. Even at the time, I cannot be sure I can fly or not. Actually, I was really good friends of the Sheikh in Russia because our training time was overlapped in Russia. But not only with the Sheikh, but also with Dr. Faiz, I was a good friend of him because I was a backup. And then I realized how hard it is, and then I know already it's really close to being an astronaut, but maybe I cannot fly. But at the time I think maybe I could have a chance. For that, I should do my best to be a best backup, to be a primary anytime. So maybe here's several teenagers and then more than kind of 50, and then we don't know when you can have your precious chance. So please be prepared for your time, and the stage is maybe will be yours, not us. And not only for the astronaut, but also for the experiment, we had a selection process. As he did, I went to Russia and had a training. And then, of course, I was a representative of Korea. So I should do 18 experiments assigned by Ministry of Science and Technology. So we do some experiment with primary school kids on the Earth, and we have the same experiments to compare each other. And also, we have some bioreactor to grow and to culture some cells. And as you see that, not only Sheikh, but also me and every astronaut has a puppy face on their face. So we should know that, why makes that, and then which difference between when you seek and when you're in a space. And also, you know, Korean people cannot live without kimchi. So we developed Korean space kimchi, and then bring them, and then every meal I could enjoy my own precious kimchi. And also we have a chemical experiment and an electrical experiment. We also bring microscope to see through the window down to the Earth. And yeah, in addition, so many people tell that maybe in the space we cannot see the boundary of the country, but nowadays it's different because some other countries cannot be bright at the night, and then some countries are very bright at the night, so we could see the boundary at the night. And sometimes, and then some astronauts send me a photograph, and in India and Pakistan, they have, because of the tent, we have a boundary, so we should do something, erase the boundary. As an astronaut, we think. And also, we had some experiment for the kids, and we made a space pen, and I also bring my own national flag to have performance and then to show the pride of our own country. And of course, sometimes we have a fun time, and I had a meditation like a Chinese monk. And even though I'm not a Jackie Chan, I could do that. And also, I love to sing. So even in the space, I could sing. Yeah, it is my favorite song, Fly Me to the Moon. Yes, and then we had a landing. Actually, yeah, also Sheikh did, and then we had a police landing. And some people tell me it's really hard and it's unlucky, but I thought and I believe and I'm sure that I was so lucky to have those kind of ballistic landing, because even among the more than 100 cosmonauts, just several can have those kind of dangerous situation, and we can show that we had enough and well educated in the training course. So I think those kind of tough times is really good for you, because you can show that you are well prepared and you are well trained and you are able person. So I want to translate those kind of tricky situations like that. And also it's my catchphrase, and then a planet is the cradle of mind for humanity, but one cannot live in a cradle forever, as Tchaikovsky said. Actually, yeah, planet and the earth is our cradle as a humanity. And then think about your baby. And then actually being in the cradle is really comfortable. Mom always feed me, and then mom always change the diaper, and then they don't have to anything at all. It's really comfortable. But to grow up, to feed by themselves, to go to the toilet by themselves, to walk by themselves, they should kick outside of the cradle to grow up. So for us to develop ourselves, we should go to the space, we should challenge our own ability. And then I want to add one more thing for the teenager. And actually YouTube and then Lenovo have those kind of big events. And then we have a competition about space experiment for whole Earth teenagers.
As you see, I could even sing in the space station. Yes, space is your home state. Hello, I'm a Korean national, So-Yeon. So many people think that we may have too many restrictions to do something in space. However, you can do whatever you want in space, and now is your time to make your imagination come true in space. During my training, I got a gift from a friend of mine. He was his sketch. He is an animation artist. In his drawing, I was doing hiking in spacesuit and this. So I was wondering whether I can do this or not. Of course, I have tried a local spacesuit when I did beach check with my own suit. However, can you see this? Even cannot do low kick. This local spacesuit is very steep to keep high there. I was so disappointed, but in space, I can do even fly kick as Bruce Lee did. It was really exciting as a taekwondo player myself. Yes, space is always beyond our imagination. It's time to give full scope to your imagination. Space is all yours. Welcome to space.
La que enamora y la que